Hello everyone. My voice is a bit gone. I've been quite sick this week. I think either my tonsils were swollen or something or the other. Anyway, I'm gonna talk a little bit softly today. Um, my reflection of the week has been that I've been, I think, reflective this week because I started really working on my research project because I was freaking out a little bit. I have to go to Lahore next week, and I realized that a chunk of my week is going to be taken away from the research novel week. So I started writing 4 days ago, and I've written about maybe 6 pages or so because I've already read articles and I've read these books, this one and this one, and there's one more left that I am supposed to read with The Color Purple. And then there's some research articles that I was able to access through the Emerson Library, some through the Iowa Library. um, I'm just writing a first draft of the project so that I can read through it and see if there's any repetition or if anything else needs to be done with the project. But I need to just lay down the information at this point because um, it's a lot, and it's a large chunk of the grade, and I do hope to score um, well or okay in it because I have worked really hard in between things as well. But I don't know if it's going to be translated on paper the way that I kind of thought it in my mind. I don't know if I'm going to do justice to the topic because it's literally, the topic is showing up everywhere. I read something from Juliet Takes a Breath last time in my reading progress that was about the concept of God. In the Parable of Sower, there was the concept of God. Um, in other things, the other book that I read and I was kind of skimming through was, which one was it? I think I was reading an essay by the Los Angeles Times on The Color Purple. So, there's been, I think the concept of God is such a vast topic that a lot of books sort of touch upon it. You can pick it up as a theme, like I did with The Color Purple, but in The Color Purple, it is a basic theme. So, it's not that I kind of had to dig through too much. It was already there. But there was more, when I was researching, there was a lot of debate about feminism and how the language is not that of a black person, and it's being portrayed, but it was really interesting, and it's unrelated to the topic. But so Alice Walker's stepmother spoke like Celie, who is the protagonist in the novel. So it actually was that somebody did speak like that. It's just that other people have protests and other people have things to say. But this novel was really, really great. I mean, while writing the article, also I had to skim through some of the pages that I'd already read, and I think it's a novel that can be reread, even though I don't reread because I feel like there's so many other books to be read. But yeah, I think that's my reflection, that going back to the novel, The Color Purple, this week, particularly, because I started writing and I was just thinking, how Celie was with Shug Avery, what Shug Avery, let her believe, what Shug Avery made her, what Shug Avery introduced her to, has been very interesting for me. So I think my reflection this week is the research paper and what I've been reading about it, and the different research papers that I've read are of different opinions. Some compare the movie made by Steven Spielberg to the novel, and there's some aspects. I mean, the professor will be reading the research paper, but for those who will not be reading, it's really interesting how the movie tries to be apologetic about Shug and Celie's relationship, and is sort of like a reinforcement on heterosexuality, while in the novel, Shug Avery at one point says that God loves all kinds of love. So it's really interesting that the same novel is being converted into a movie but has a completely different message. So I mean, I've heard the movie is brilliant, and I hope I do watch that as well. But yeah, that's my reflection of the week. Hope to hear from you guys.